Welcome to the NASCAR 1-Up Retro Cup Series, round number 31 of 40. This is the first race of the series playoffs, and it takes place at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, this beautiful 1.5-mile oval out in the desert. It was a treat to behold when we first went here in the spring, and we're definitely glad to be back here now. I'm alongside Duke Ansack for today's race as always, and this is it. This is what the playoffs that all 12 drivers have been looking forward to, and after such a chaotic race just to make the playoffs, what do you think's going to be the tension level ramped up as the playoffs begin and these 12 drivers begin their hunt for a championship?
Well, in the last race, we saw a couple of guys fighting for one spot, and now we're going to see a bunch of guys fighting for a championship. So I think that the intensity level is going to be extremely high. These first couple of races are so important to rack up those points and that momentum to try to carry you through all the way so that you have enough to be there at the end. So it's going to be really entertaining to watch these guys try to battle it out up front and race for points now, and it's time. It's crunch time, so, we got to go, and it's going to be so much fun to watch.
And with that being said, mistakes will be even more costly now that the playoffs begin. All 12 drivers are within 15 points of each other, and with the qualifying results, we can give you the full starting lineup. 11 of the 12 playoff drivers have put themselves in the top 20, with J.D. Martin putting his number 26 forward on pole position. The only driver that did not is Chris Maley in the 44. He lost a cylinder in his qualifying round. He will be starting at the rear of the field due to an engine change, as will Eric Monaco, who is scheduled to start 10th in this race. It'll be an uphill climb for Chris Maley going forward, but I believe he can do it. He made the playoffs for a reason, and I believe he'll be up front before you know it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be a big challenge to start the playoffs, but you know what? It's good to have the problems early. A lot of these guys up front, they might have their problems later in the race, and then they won't be able to recover. So have your problem at the start, get to the front by the end, and then everything's going to be all right.
With that being said, the cars are lined up. We're ready to go racing, and we'll take you to the green flag from Las Vegas shortly. This is the 1-Up Retro Cup Series playoffs from Las Vegas. And the pace car is leading its way through 3 and 4, and we've got J.D. Martin at the head of the field. The playoffs are ready to get underway, and these 12 playoff drivers are getting set to fight for a championship, and it all begins right here, right now, at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And as they come off turn 4, the pace car is on pit road, leaves us in the hands of J.D. Martin in the 26. The green flag is in the air, and the 1-Up Retro Cup Series playoffs are underway here at Las Vegas.
Oh, what an exciting time to be a race fan right now. This is going to get intense immediately right here. The outside lane isn't really where you want to be because there's a lot of grip on the bottom. And they come through. What a great shot that was. And the 26 has taken a commanding lead so far, single file for the first 3 of them. But, there's Nick Ortiz, who just came off of a crazy race at Phoenix. He's going for second place. Look at that.
And he's not done yet. He's trying to go for the lead, but J.D. Martin will hold him off there. So it's Martin, Ortiz, and Stephen Hunter up to 3rd. Miles Mashburn moves up to 4th. And it's the inside line is the way you want to go around this track because the first place car, the second place car, and the third place car all started on the inside. And look at Stephen Hunter's got shoved up high, and Miles Mashburn, with help from Bobo Jones, is going to try and take 3rd away.
Yeah, look at that. All those green spoilers indicating the playoff cars. They're all right up there. If there's a problem right now, it could be catastrophic for these guys. So they need to be a little bit calm right now because it's just lap 3. There's 81 laps in this race. There's plenty of time to make up some lost positions here. No, don't need to be so aggressive that you risk getting crashed right now.
Speeds are climbing. We're approaching 200 miles per hour on this main straightaway. And as the average speed ramps up, we're at 196 now. Expect that to go over 200 as the laps continue to progress. As J.D. Martin continues to lead this race with Nick Ortiz a solid 2nd and Stephen Hunter running in 3rd, all playoff contenders. But Hunter's trying to make a move on Ortiz for 2nd, and it looks like he's going to get underneath him coming through 3 and 4.
Oh, Nick Ortiz had a really good run on the outside there. He was able to hold off the run from the 51 on the bottom. That was pretty good. It's going to be interesting to see if that is something that comes into play later on in this race. Everybody trying to make moves on the bottom. But the outside lane, here's the 3 car even, is going to be able to hold off on the outside lane. So, you might be able to get a lap or two out there. And if you get the right entry, you can carry the speed off.
This is the battle for 10th position between the 3 and the 18. Remember, that 3 car started in 2nd place and was dropped all the way back to 10th now, as Justin Hutchinson runs just ahead of him in 9th. Sam Donato's up here, but right now, the lead is still J.D. Martin's right now, with Nick Ortiz right on his bumper in that bright orange Toyota. And right now, the top 3 have pulled away a little bit from 4th place Miles Mashburn, but don't look now, they might be closing in as Hunter tries to make another move for 2nd that won't work.
I'm thinking that 51 car is a little bit faster than the 91. He's definitely showing some speed. He's tried to make a couple moves, but he's just not able to complete and get up there enough to make the move. Here comes Miles Mashburn. In fact, he's just going to, he says, I don't care if 51 is faster. I'm going to try to take the spot too, but it didn't pan out how he wanted it.
Yes, will we see a playoff driver score the victory here today, or will we see someone on the outside post a bit of an upset here? We've got 30 other drivers in this field that would love to score a win right now, and the tops of them is Miles Mashburn in 4th. But here comes Stephen Hunter once again on the inside of Nick Ortiz. That's put Mashburn on the high side, and that's going to allow Bobo Jones to get a run on him here off of 4.
Yeah, the 72 wasn't anticipating being on the outside there, so he wasn't able to get that run. But here's Nick Ortiz really heating up the bumper of the 26 car for the lead. Man, he has had a couple of major weeks, and now he's fighting for a win here in the playoffs. That's just incredible.
We're only 9 laps in, though, so anything can still happen. We've got 72 laps remaining in this race, but Stephen Hunter is not acting like it. He's driving like there's only 5 to go, because he's finally getting a nose under Nick Ortiz, and he will finally take 2nd place away there. And Bobo Jones is following him through in the 13. Another one of these playoff guys outlined in green, and you can see him making a move on Ortiz. And Alexa Lutchen joining the battle as well in the 50. We've got 4 playoff drivers under a blanket here in the battle for 2nd.
Yeah, these guys are all racing side by side right now. Big top to bottom move from the 51. But, as these guys run side by side, they're going to get slowed down. They're punching a bigger hole in the air, and that's going to let the 26 drive away. And I don't think you want that 26 car driving away from you here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Yes, and even though Justin Hutchinson won this race in commanding fashion in the spring, he is now all the way back in the 8th position, taking 7th from Sam Donato. So Hutchinson's got a little ground to make up, but if anyone knows how to win at Las Vegas, it's Justin Hutchinson. He won this race in the spring, so expect him to be up front when it matters. As Nick Ortiz continues to drop spots, this time losing one to Alexa Lutchen and maybe to Miles Mashburn as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Miles Mashburn, I think that he's going to be a contender in this race. Obviously, he's got some speed. He got stuck on the outside there, just like Nick Ortiz, who's falling back now. But it's going to be interesting to see how those guys that aren't in the playoffs shake up the points in the position order for these guys that are in the playoffs. And here's the 51 finally to the bumper of the 26, and I think that he's got the fastest car on the track right now. So this is a critical moment right now for the 51 and the 26. If the 26 can keep it, or if he loses it.
He needs to get by quickly because that 13 is getting closer, and so is the 50 of Alexa Lutchen. It's Ford, Chevy, Ford up front, as the Blue Oval is having a very strong outing with 3 cars in the top 5 of Martin, Hunter, and Lutchen. But here comes the Chevrolet of Bobo Jones on the inside, but he's not going to be able to make him stick on Stephen Hunter because he's going to be stuck back in 3rd. And Hunter is going to mount a charge on J.D. Martin, but Alexa Lutchen is going to try and make a move on Jones that will not stick.
Yeah, it's the ebbs and flows of the draft here that are really kind of showing how everything is going to play out. You got to get a good run off the corner so that you can draft down the straightaway and then make a move going into the next one, just like Bobo Jones did right there. It's going to put the 51 on the outside, and that's going to be good for the 13. And not so good for the 51, I don't think, because he's going to be sliding back.
That is true, but is Lutchen going to try and make it 3 wide into the corner? Man. Yes, she is. Alexa Lutchen really wants this win because she's yet to win this season after several solid runs, and Lutchen's going to try and stick it under Bobo Jones for 2nd position. With help from Nick Ortiz, she's shooting for 2nd.
Man, this has brought everybody here for this battle for second place. This is incredible racing. I can't believe they made it 3 wide. We're only on lap 17, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to get some points for the playoffs. Everybody's so tight on the points battle, and it's everything matters, you know.
Justin Hutchinson making a move on Nick Ortiz. That's the battle for 6th position, and he's got help from Jeff Bolton, the Brands Hatch winner, in the 38. But Ortiz has put a push from Fitzwater in the 59 and Richard Herman in the 53. But that outside line is no match for Justin Hutchinson, who powers his way by and into 6th place. He's going to chase down Miles Mashburn and try and take that spot too. Big run from the 28, but Mashburn just has enough to hold him up.
Yeah, it just wasn't quite enough there. He might have let off so that he could keep his position on the bottom, but this is there. They are all right with each other. Here comes the 51 again on Bobo Jones. He's going to return the favor from the pass from earlier, and here comes Alexa Lutchin on the bottom. We'll see if she tries to make it 3 wide. I don't know. It might happen again here.
It's not wise, and she wisely backs out of it. But Stephen Hunter in the 51 has gotten 2nd place back. Remember, Hunter entered the playoffs as the top seed with 3 wins to his name. But remember, 2 of those were on road courses. So it'll be interesting to see how Hunter fares on the high-speed ovals. But right now, he's showing his strength on these types of tracks as well, as he enjoys a solid 2nd place behind J.D. Martin as we complete lap 20. The top 4 all contending for a championship.
Yeah, absolutely. This is really fascinating to watch these guys. Look how fast they are coming down the straightaway. That's absolutely incredible to see these guys so quick, and they're all so tight together right now. It's almost like it's a super speedway race back in the pack there. It's absolutely amazing, but you know, that just means that these guys are going to have to be careful. You know, all these playoff guys, if you have a problem, it's going to really set you back, especially right now while everybody's points are so tight together. Only 15 points going into this race, separating the top 12, everybody in the playoffs. So, you know, it's really important that you don't have a problem here, but this race is not making it easy for these folks.
And speeds are approaching, have already surpassed 200 miles per hour, the average speed of 203.8 miles per hour. That's the average lap speed around the entire track, not just at the end of the straightaway. So Martin and Hunter are leading this train of lightning fast race cars, and Alexa Lutchin drops back a little bit to try and get a better run to charge her stuff back up. But right now, Stephen Hunter's going to get a run on J.D. Martin. This could be a battle for the lead right here, and Hunter finally gets underneath Martin for the lead, and they're side-by-side coming off of 4. Martin looks like he's going to be able to hold him off this time, but it's only a matter of time now before Stephen Hunter makes the move and takes the lead away from J.D. Martin in the 26.
Yeah, the 51 is just a lot faster on the bottom right now, but the 26 is able to enter high. He's going to get a run off the corner, maybe a little bit of help for the 50. This is quite the battle right here. We got a bunch of Fords racing for the lead. Man, the 26 is really holding his own on the outside. That's impressive. I haven't seen that from anybody today. And the 51, especially being on the bottom. Man, we've got a battle now. Oh, the 51's going to pull.
And he finally clears J.D. Martin. So on lap 25, we've got our first lead change of the day. It's Stephen Hunter, the points leader, out in front at Las Vegas, with Bobo Jones now side by side with J.D. Martin for 2nd place. And Mashburn and Lutchin are closing in. That's the battle for 4th. And Martin holds him off for 2nd right now. But these cars are all within such tight confines that just the slightest mistake can send all of them home.
Yeah, this is really impressive from the 26. I mean, he lost the lead on the outside while he was on the outside, but so far it looks like he's going to clear for 2nd and hold off Bobo Jones, who had a whole line behind him on the bottom. That's something that you're going to want to look out for later in this race, because that 26 car is going to put up a fight on the outside for sure.
And Justin Hutchinson is going to clear Jeff Bolton on the high side as well. That's a good run from the 28, who cements himself into 6th place. But that one car going in the wrong direction is Nick Ortiz. He started 3rd, but he's already dropped back to 9th, and now he's battling Sam Donato for 10th. And every position he loses, that's just more and more points he's losing to his championship rivals. He entered the playoffs last seeded, and he really needs a good run to cement himself as a title favorite. But right now, he's fallen all the way back to 9th place. It looks like he'll clear Denoto for now, but Ortiz still has a lot of ground to make back up. And as he rings the high side, as the 3 and 26 make their way to pit road for the first set of green flag pit stops of the day. On lap number 29, it's so far JD Martin and JD Martin, not at Nick Ortiz. It's JD Martin and the 3 on pit road last I checked. Yes, it is. The 75's coming with them. So 3 playoff drivers into the pits right now, and we'll see who joins them coming up soon.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see if the fresher tires with the short pit help at all. The 38 really came in hot right there. We'll see if that was a speeding penalty. I don't think it will be. But, you know, this is going to be interesting to see if pitting 1 lap earlier is going to help all that much. There's a lot of guys in now. Look at all of them. Oh, my gosh. This
Man, Jacob Hammond almost locked up trying to get around Blair in the 69. And now Miles Mashburn takes the lead of this race. But he, too, will come to pit road along with Alexa Lutchen, King in the 18. These were the last few cars to make their pit stop. So the entire field, aside from 6 cars, pitted on lap 29, but now Miles Mashburn comes to finish off this pit cycle on lap 30. It'll be interesting to see who will come out with the lead. Will it be Stephen Hunter? Will it be Miles Mashburn? Or will it be JD Martin, who led the first group on the pit road? It'll be interesting to see, as right now Jones, there's Hunter coming out of pits.
Not positive if he'll keep the lead. It's looking like JD Martin's gonna have a shot. I'm not sure where he is on this track right now, though.
There he is. He's
right
there
behind.
He is.
He's behind the 51.
So Hunter will keep the lead by quite a commanding fashion over JD Martin in the 26, as you see Lutchen and Mashburn exiting the pits right there. Hunter will get around both of them with ease, and he will sweep his way into the lead on lap 31.
So my guess here is that the fresh tires don't really make a huge difference, and the 51 car had a good lap of clean air as they're trying to pass the 4, who has some damage, lacking a hood on that car. He's going
must
a little
have suffered
slow
that
there.
on pit road. Jack Halleck in the 4 lost his front end on pit road. But now Miles Mashburn trying to hold off Bobo Jones for 3rd. And short pitting did help, because you see the 3 car in 5th place, the 75 in 8th. 75 wasn't even in the top 10 before pit stop started, so it was a good chance for them to make their stops now. As we've got some trouble on the front straightaway. The caution flag is out, and it looks like it was Jordan Presto involved in this one. The 66 with some rear end damage. Kevin Carter might have gotten a piece, one of our playoff contenders. He's hanging out at the back. I don't see any damage on the 71. I think he was just back there. But either way, Jordan Presto definitely was involved in this one. We'll get a replay of what happened to Jordan Presto in a moment, but the first caution flag is out on lap 33. Presto's just exiting the pits now. He's going into 3. I don't see anyone. Oh, there's Jack Porkins in the 16. You think maybe Porkins is just going to wash up? Or Presto's going to wash up? That's what happened. Presto had no idea Porkins was there, and that just sent the 66 into a long slide down the front straightaway. Doesn't appear like he's got too bad damage other than the back end. Daniel Bouchard actually did a very nice job of dodging that in the 73. Yeah. But Jordan Presto, other than the rear end damage, it looks like he'll be able to continue on as normal after this accident. And you see the leaders go by him there on the replay. So Jordan Presto is what brought this caution out. And he will head down pit road for repairs in the Whataburger Ford. And while we cycle that out, the pace cars picked up Stephen Hunter, and he leads this race with JD Martin 2nd, Miles Mashburn 3rd, Bobo Jones, and number 3 in 5th right now, as we've got all 42 cars still on the racetrack, and all but Jack Halleck are on the lead lap. So we still got the whole field pretty much in contention for this race. As we're closing in on halfway, we got about 6 laps till then. But right now, it's all Stephen Hunter right now, unless JD Martin can challenge him on the restart.
Yeah, this has been really, really interesting to see how this race has played out so far because you've got a lot of momentum on the bottom, but if you get too wide, it really shakes everything up. So I think that if you're in this thing, you've got a shot, especially before that second pit cycle that they're going to have to go through. It's going to really allow the field to shake up. But after that pit cycle, we're going to have a more clear picture of who is in contention to win this race. But it's more than normal at this place in this time right now.
Even if they do manage to get this race, when they get this race restarted, I'm not so sure they even need to go for a second pit cycle because they might have pitted early just to get the freshest tires they can on their car to make it to the end of this race. I think that's what they're going to try and do. But right now, anyway, Stephen Hunter out in front with J.D. Martin second. They have been the class of the field so far in their playoff machines. And right now, the Amazon Ford is out front with Stephen Hunter. He's looking for his 4th win of the season. No one else has 3 wins on the season, and Hunter's looking for his 4th.
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting restart here because we know that 26 is really quick on the outside when he's defending. So we'll see if he can maybe make a move on the outside if the 51 has a little bit of tire spin or something. We're going to see if that's a possibility, but we're going through the field here. We also have that the slow car of the 4 starting up there that he's not in the greatest shape right now, and he's going to be in the way a little bit. So we'll see how that goes once we get the green flag. Maybe next time by.
You see Nick Ortiz deep in the field. He had a slow stop on the 91 that's put him in the back. That's not what he wants to see for sure. Kevin Carter's back there. Man, we've a mixed day for our playoff contenders. We've got a bunch of them up front, but a couple of them have not had such great days, like Kevin Carter and now Nick Ortiz at the back of the field. I'm just hoping they can make their way back to the front and we can have a thrilling playoff battle these last 10 races.
Absolutely, but one bad race isn't terrible, but that puts them on edge because they're going to be behind after this race. So it's not something that you want to have, but if you're going to have it, better have it early in the playoffs. We still got 9 races to go after this one, so plenty of time to make up those points if you have to.
And with the pace car getting ready to pull on the pit road, that will be left with Stephen Hunter and Jack Halleck up front. Halleck is a lap down, but Hunter leads Martin and Mashburn on the outside line. Coming to the restart, the pace car makes the hard left-hand turn onto the pit road, and then we've got Stephen Hunter up front coming into the restart zone. The green flag is back out, and we're back racing at Las Vegas.
Yeah, and the 51 easily is going to get by that 4 car, but he's going to cause a little bit of problem. Bobo Jones is going to jump down to the bottom in the back behind that 4 car. Well, we've yet to see what happens with that, but the 26 car is close on the 51. He's going to have a shot to make a move side by side on the backstretch for the lead. Here they go into turn 3. The 26 on the bottom and the 51 on the outside. Oh, what a move, and he's going to clear him.
J.D. Martin
coming off
clears
of
Stephen Hunter, and he will take the lead back on lap 37. Martin is back out front with Mashburn in 3rd, and the rest of them being held up behind that lapper of Jack Halleck. But right now, the battle is between these. Actually, we've got a whole score of cars up in the front, with 5 of the top 6 are in playoff contention right now. The 75 had a great pit stop, made his way all the way up to 6th, and he wasn't even in the top 10 before that first pit cycle. So good run from him. Wyatt Dooling is up in the top 10, and look at Eric Monaco back there in the 83. He started last in this race because of an engine change, but right now he's knocking on the door of the top 10 as we see Hunter and Mashburn battle for 2nd.
Yeah, this is really good. The 51 got a good restart, but then it wasn't quite good enough. The 26 was able to get in his draft and make that move on the backstretch and pass him. And now we've got Miles Mashburn heating up his bumper too, and he's going to go there. Oh, he let off. He made it easy for the 51, who's got a huge run, and he's going to go for the lead again on the 26. But the 26 is really fast on the outside. We're going to see coming off of this corner if he can hold it. Looks like he will.
Absolutely. And Mashburn, with help from Jones, is going to get under Hunter, but Hunter chops him off real quick. That's an easy defense right there for Stephen Hunter. And now he can focus back on the challenge of tracking down J.D. Martin in the 26. These 5 cars all under a blanket in this battle for the lead. Here comes Hunter again on J.D. Martin, and he's going to get a nose under him this time. And will the help from Mashburn be enough to take the lead back, potentially?
Yeah. Those are 2 strong cars on the bottom of this racetrack right now. And the 72, he's gonna force it 3 wide for the lead. Almost.
Almost.
51 got a really good run.
Wisely backs out of it, but Stephen Hunter gets the lead back from J.D. Martin. How long will that last, though? Because Martin is known for being fast all over this racetrack, whether it be on the bottom or the top. And Martin's just looking for a spot to make his move right now, because we're past half distance in this race. We still got about 40 laps in this race to go. But right now, they're racing like it's the final 5 laps again. Because here comes J.D. Martin looking at Stephen Hunter for the lead. And here he comes going into 3, making his move.
Yeah, that was a big move going into 3. And it's not going to pay off, but it was a late move. And here comes the 72 trying to make the move, but it's just not enough. It's not worth it to go onto the apron. And here comes Bobo Jones is trying to shove it in under the 72. Not going to happen this time. They've got to focus back, get some momentum, and try to chase down that 51 who is driving away right now.
And with this pack of cars 5 deep going through the corner, Sam Denota runs a little wide, and now Jeffrey Finguy is going to get a run under King in the 18. That is a battle for 9. Remember, Finguy missed the playoffs because of a broken alternator at Phoenix. So his goal for the rest of the season is just to win races, and that's what he's going to try and do in this 92 Ford. With Monaco helping him out on the inside lane, but King's going to chop him off there. Coming through 3 and 4 right now, it appears Finguy is going to have the edge over the 3 and the 83 coming off of 4. But right now, is Monaco going to try and make it through wide? Oh,
it looks like
he tried. The 3 wisely backed out of it, but Eric Monaco, the driver of the race so far, started 41st, and now he's in the top 10.
Yeah, that was a fantastic move from the 83, and then a fantastic move from the 3 to back out of it. Playoff contender up there. Don't want to put yourself in trouble. This 83 car, though, is looking really, really good. And here we go back to the craziness up front. We got a 2-wide battle for the lead right here. The 51 on the outside.
J.D. Martin's going to try and take it back in the 26. And let's see if he's as good on the bottom as he is on the top. I'd assume he would be. But here comes Stephen Hunter with a run of his own up there. But right now, side by side to the stripe, it's Martin that'll take the lead by 2 100ths over Stephen Hunter. And Miles Mashburn is going to follow. Miles Mashburn is going to follow him into 2nd place. So good run from the 72. But Hunter's fighting back on the high side. Don't count him out just yet in this fight for the lead.
Yeah, Miles Mashburn is showing a lot of speed right here on the bottom, and then we've got another non-playoff contender right behind him. So these guys are really, really mixing it up front for this win. Those guys, just because they're not playoff contenders doesn't mean they can't have the speed to win the race. So, we got all these guys working real hard to try to win, but right now, J.D. Martin has really, really pulled out to quite the lead over the 51 car. This might be the biggest lead we've seen since the pit stop cycle.
That would be the biggest lead we've seen since the pit stop cycle, and J.D. Martin's enjoying that lead very much over Stephen Hunter and Miles Mashburn. Peter Onjak's moved up to 4, and look at Eric Monaco keeping the pressure on.
Man,
he started 41st, and remember, he came back from injuries in Rio to come back to this race, another high-speed oval like the one in Brazil, and he right now is battling for a top 5 spot.
Yeah, that's an absolutely incredible run for the 83 car. He's going for another spot, maybe.
That's on Peter Onjak.
Not gonna work out that
time. 4. Onjak and Monaco gets into the back of the 70 a little bit. That's very risky on a track of this size. You'd expect it on a short track like Bristol. Maybe not so here in Las Vegas. As they come up to lap Jack Halleck again, coming through the corner.
51.
Hunter's going to get held up severely by Jack Halleck. This is going to really hurt the 51 and the 75 as well. They're both going to get stuck behind Jack Halleck in the 4. and that's going to allow Sam Deneau to get there. Andres Molina's now stuck behind Jack Halleck. Halleck's got to get out of the way quickly because this is just not going. This is not going to fly.
Nowhere for those guys to go. The whole bottom line is going by, and there's just nowhere because they're all stacked up behind the 4. This is incredible. He's going to try to make it 3 wide. There's not enough room, though. The 51 is going to try to go to the outside. The 4 is dropped to the bottom, but there's no momentum anymore.
And Hunter's fallen completely out of the top 10 now in this race after dominating. And Mashburn's going for the lead on J.D. Martin, but Martin's got his patented run off the high side working for him, and he will keep the lead. But look at Eric Monaco in 3rd, Peter Onjak in 5th. These are some playoff spoilers along with Miles Mashburn as the caution flag has come out. And Kevin Carter, one of our playoff drivers, is out of this race on lap 54. This is going to severely impact the 71's championship hopes as well. And Justin Hutchinson in the 28, the spring winner at Las Vegas. He's done for the day. 2 of our playoff contenders are out of this race on lap 54. A very hard break for them, as well as Richard Herman. And Ace in the 24 looks like he's got a lot of damage as well. But 2 of our playoff contenders have just fallen out of this race, and their championship hopes have just taken a severe blow. Carter and Hutchinson are way in the back of the pack, just trying to make up some ground. The stack up from Jack Halleck is there, and is Hutchinson just going to wash up in the...
Oh my gosh!
All 4 of them just plowed into the outside wall, and Hutchinson apparently has severed a brake line in his 28 because he just kept going through. And look at the job these guys did getting by the 24 of Ace, who was slow on the track. But just like that, in the blink of an eye, 2 of our playoff contenders are done here at Las Vegas.
You know, and I was going to say that the 3 wide just won't work in a pack like that, but it wasn't even caused by the fact they were 3 wide. It was just malfunction there, and everybody went head on into the wall. That was a really scary looking crash.
Here, Hutchinson, Carter, and Herman are 3 wide, and it's at this around this point right here that Hutchinson's car does not want to turn anymore, and it just knocks Carter and Herman up on top of the wall, and Ace is just a victim here in the 24. He had nowhere to go.
Yeah, you know, they're all victims in this crash because there was just nothing they could do. They were doing a really good job holding it 3 wide.
Once again, Daniel Bouchard does a nice job of avoiding an accident. But as you can see, this pack of cars coming up right here, led by Ben McDonnell, they all had to split the 24 here.
Goodness. And
they all managed to sneak their way through, and that included the playoff car of Ryan Caggiano. So a good job by all those cars to avoid the 24. But it looks like the 24 will be able to continue with a lot of damage repair, as you can see.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for Richard Herman, and especially Kevin Carter and Justin Hutchinson, their race is over, and their playoff hopes have just taken a blow that I'm not sure they may be able to recover from.
Yeah, that's really not great for them. It's an unfortunate circumstance of high speed, high action, close racing at this track. Just hanging out in the back of the pack, it just wasn't their day to start with, and then they ended up in a crash. So good luck to them in the rest of the playoffs. I think they have a chance to catch up, but if these guys up front keep having really, really good days, it's not looking too good for them.
Especially Kevin Carter doesn't have a lot to hang his season on. He does have 2 wins. He's won at Motegi and at Iowa. But other than that, his season has not had many highlights. And Justin Hutchinson, they both had 2 wins apiece. And they were 2nd and 3rd in the playoff seeding going in. So this is going to really hurt them. Those 10 bonus points will help, but I'm just not so sure how much.
Yeah, they're going to help a little bit, but it's kind of like a Band-Aid at this point. You know, it's not really doing anything to heal. It's just kind of covering up what's going on here. And we've got that 4 car rolling up to start right next to the leader, who has caused so much havoc today. So far, Jack Halleck is just not having a great day himself, and you know he's just kind of in the way of these drivers a little bit. On the outside, the 51 went all the way back. I'm not sure where he is now, but he's definitely not in the top 10 anymore. So we'll see what happens on this restart, though. I think that 72 car, and of course the 83, who is absolutely fast right now. They're going to have something to say about this lead for the 26 car.
Yeah, I was going to say, both drivers that started at the rear from engine changes have made their way into the top 10. Eric Monaco in third, Chris Maley's up to 10. And Chris Maley was not going to have a good day. He started last, but with the attrition rate here, he's moved up into the top 10 as we're getting ready for the restart on lap 58.
Yeah, that's a really good run for the 44, but here we come to the green. We'll see if the 26 can... Wow, he had a really good restart. There he goes, the 72.
But was it too good of a restart? That restart's under review now from the sanctioning body. Did Martin jump the start? We'll find out in a moment. We'll see if he comes down to serve a penalty of any kind, but Halleck's just holding up the entire field going by as Cody Goforth gets stuck, Sam Donotto gets stuck, and Wyatt Doolin's going to try and make a move under Chris Maley here. And as they power by, you can see J.D. Martin heading into the pit lane.
Goodness.
The One Up Retro Cup sanctioning body ruled that he did jump the restart, and he will have to serve a stop-go penalty under green, and that will take away his shot of winning this race.
And that hands it over to the 72, but that's huge playoff news. That's good news for those guys that have gotten taken out in the crash, but obviously bad news for J.D. Martin in the 26 car, who just lost a shot to win this race that he has dominated so far.
Pulls into his box, comes to a complete stop, and there he goes once again. He's parked in that number one pit stall, so that's a little bit of an advantage. But as you can see, the whole field powering by the 26, he will go a lap down, and he will not have a shot at winning his second race of the season. But right now, Miles Mashburn is in the greatest position he's ever been to win his second race of the season. Remember, his win came at a track very similar to this at Chicagoland back at race 4.
Yep.
But don't look now, because Eric Monaco and Peter Onjek are really chasing down Miles Mashburn. 2 Chevys ahead of 2 Toyotas in third and fourth. Now King in the 18 is actually the highest running of the playoff contenders, as here comes Eric Monaco. Eric Monaco to the inside of Miles Mashburn. This could be a battle for a lead, and King's helping him along, and that 83 powers by to the lead with 20 laps to go in this race.
Wow, what a run for the 83 car. Absolutely incredible that he has made it to the front, and he has been aggressive all day, and it has paid off because now he's the leader, being followed by King in 18, who is the only playoff guy in the camera right now. I think there's one just back there. It looks like Bobo Jones. But the picture of this race has changed dramatically in the last couple of minutes here, because we used to have a bunch of playoff guys up front, and now there's only 2 of them that we can see in this camera shot.
And only 3 in the top 10 as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got Monaco up front now, and he's being chased down by some guys that haven't really had a shot of leading this race yet. So we'll see. These guys are going to go through some quick learning to try to figure out how to make moves up front.
And with King stalking Monaco, King wants his second win in 3 races. You remember he won Throwback Weekend at Darlington under caution. And with less than 20 laps to go, he's in a good position here to get win number 2 of the season. But Monaco's just got a really fast Chevrolet under him. I'm not sure anyone can really challenge him at this point. Maybe Peter Onjek in the 70 can get there, if he can get there. But right now, Mashburn slotted back and forth. Blair in the 69s actually had a quiet run up to the top 5. We're seeing Donotto, Wyatt Dooling in 7th. He's missed a couple races. Good to see him back in the show. Bobo Jones has fallen back to 8th. Casey Bender up to 9th, and the 75 rounds out your top 10. But right now, the battle for the lead is between King and Monaco for the top spot.
Yeah, we've got that 18 car behind. He just fell back a little bit, but he's going to get some draft. And unless the 70 tries to make a move on the bottom, he will. It's going to work. He snuck his nose in there, and now he's going to try to make the pass for second place. That might not be good for the 18. He's going to be stuck on the outside, and with no help, he's going to fall all the way back.
But that's good news for Eric Monaco, because now he can stretch his legs out to a comfortable lead. But here comes Miles Mashburn under Onjak now. That's the battle for second right now. And with Blair and Donotto closing in, this could be a big battle for position. But they're letting Eric Monaco get out to a half-second lead right now.
Yeah, and that 72 car is fast. He's led some laps today. He's been up front for the whole day. He's one of the only guys that has kind of stayed in the top 5, hovering throughout the whole race so far, and he's hungry. He wants to get that win here. This is his style of track, and he's racing real hard to try to win it.
And in a race where the focus was on the playoff guys, the entire top 5 is made up of non-playoff contenders. As you can see, King and the 18 just got past Wyatt Dooling to move back into the top 5. So right now, 1 through 4 have no shot at the championship, but they all have a shot at this race victory right here. As the twins of Miles Mashburn and Sam Donotto team up on Eric Monaco. Will they close in to try and take the spot, or will Donotto try and make a move himself? Right now, they stay in line. They're running about half a lane below Eric Monaco, trying to get some clean air under the nose of their Chevys. And right now, it appears to be working in their favor.
Yeah, those 2 cars are a spotter's nightmare here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway because they're running together. But, you know, they've got the draft off of the 83 car, so that's a positive. They're staying in line, not trying to race each other, so they're going to catch him. And it's just a matter of, oh, well, as I say that, it's wrong immediately because the 00 has made a move on the 72.
Sam Donotto making a move on the inside of Miles Mashburn. That's going to allow Dooling and Onjak to close in on them. Right now, though, Mashburn gets a good run off the high side. He will clear Sam Donotto.
Wow.
And Peter Onjak's getting a run off the high side as well. Will he clear Donotto going into 1 and 2?
This is some intense racing, and we've only got about 11 laps to go at the stripe last time. So here comes the 72. He's really catching up. Oh, and here's Jack Halleck, who's
that was
really
close to
that
was close to contact there between the 83 and the 4 as Halleck goes a 3rd lap down in the 4. Just not been his day, but he will finish ahead of a couple guys due to attrition. But not Jack Halleck's day, but it's very much Eric Monaco's day as he takes 10 laps to go and has a very good lead over Peter Onjak now, who has taken 2nd place away.
Yeah, it looks like that 22 car has come into the picture. I haven't seen him up there yet. And, you know, this is really interesting to see these guys running side by side. They have to be being told that they're only going to catch that 83 car if they work together in the draft. But they're all fighting for 2nd place and trying to get it. So, you know, they're slowing down and they're racing each other instead of trying to. Here comes the 00. Again, trying to make that move for 2nd place. They all think that
I don't know if that's wise from Sam Donotto, because the more he races Peter Onjak, the more Eric Monaco is just going to run away with it. But now he backs off and gets back in line, and actually gained a 10th on Eric Monaco that time by. So Peter Onjak's leading the charge right now in the Mustang sampling Camry. But right now, with less than 10 laps to go, it's anybody's race, as right now Chevrolets and Toyotas fill out the top 6 spots.
Yeah, you're right. And this, you know, these guys are catching the 83. In fact, they've gotten there. The 29 is making a move. It's not going to be enough. But here comes the 70. He made a look for the lead. He wasn't close enough.
But now he backs off a little bit to try and generate another run going. But now Sam Donotto is going to try and make a run for 2nd place as well around Peter Onjak, with help from Wyatt Dooling in the 29. But Onjak's just got that run up the high side, and he will stay ahead of them as we're closing in on 5 laps to go in this race. As he makes a move again on Eric Monaco that will not stick.
I'll tell you what, that 70 car is looking really stout on the outside. He's able to defend those moves just like the 26 was earlier in this race. And, you know, this is going to be, if the 70 can get by the 83, I'm not sure if the 83 is going to be able to do anything about it. And we're really closing in on the finish here. They're running out of time to do anything.
With Peter Onjak getting very close to Eric Monaco. Donotto's going to try and make a move from all the way back there. That's not going to work. But Onjak needs to get a move on, because with Donotto and Dooling and King all behind him, it's going to be very close. Because if Onjak can't make the move on Monaco work, he's going to lose out on several positions.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, you know, because if you get stuck on the outside, there's a whole train of cars that are ready to pass you on the bottom. So this is going to be really fascinating to see if Onjak is able to make that move on the 83. He's got to get the right run out of the corner to really set it up. And here it is. He's making the move now on the backstretch.
Coming to 3 laps to go this time, Peter Onjak finally gets underneath Eric Monaco. Has Eric Monaco's first career win just gone out the window? Right now it appears that way, because Peter Onjak has taken the lead. Monaco's fighting back on the outside. I'm just not sure how much of a fight he's going to be able to put up. Because right now Anjak is through into the lead with 3 laps to go. Could Anjak take his first career win in this race? The entire top 4 are looking for their first career wins right here.
Oh my goodness, and those guys are running side by side for second place, letting the 70 car just drive away like they did to Monaco earlier, but here comes the 83 again. He's gotten clear for second place. There's 2 laps to go, and the 83 is the most aggressive guy in this race so far. We've seen that all day today. What's he going to do to try to win it?
Coming off of turn 2, coming to the white flag this time, with Eric Monaco dogging the back bumper of Peter Anjak right here. They're coming to the white flag, and he's going to have one more chance off of 4 to get by. He's right on the back bumper as they take the white flag. This is the final lap of the playoff opener at Las Vegas, but right now it appears that Monaco doesn't have what it takes right now to get around Anjak.
This is where the move is going to happen. It's got to be on the backstretch for Monaco. He's not going to pull out. It's not going to be enough. It's going to hit him.
Not going to be enough, and coming off of 4 for the final time, Peter Anjak, who had a mediocre race at best before the cautions come out, he wins at Las Vegas to spoil the playoff opener for the 12 championship contenders with a commanding win at the very end. Eric Monaco, his first win will have to wait another day, but what a drive from 41st to 2nd in this race. Wyatt Dooling will finish 3rd in the 29. Sam Denoda will take 4th place, and the 75 will be your highest playoff contending car in 5th place. Miles Mashburn fell to 6th at the end. Blair Bender, Jeffrey Finguy in 9th, and Andres Molina will round out your top 10. The Road Ringer getting it done on the ovals as well.
You know, whoa.
Looks like someone else lost a brake line as well, because that 18 just went flying in.
My goodness. And you know, he was right up there in the top 5 at the end of that race, and I don't even see him in the top 10 anymore, so that's really interesting to see. We'll have to figure out what happened to King in the 18 there at the end of that race. But, you know, it was such a great race all day. You know, lots of speed. Everybody was tight together, lots of action up front, and, you know, it's a lot of fun to see these guys race at a high-speed track like that because it's so intense, and everybody's trying to fight for the win because they know that they've got a shot for it.
And next week is Las Vegas, but more. We're going to Michigan International Speedway next week with even higher speeds and even more 3 and 4 wide action. You're not going to want to miss that race for sure, as the playoffs are now fully underway here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The race is now over, and from Duke Anzac and from myself as well, Peter Anjak has played championship spoiler. He wins at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.